everyone. Thank you for tuning in for my mini series called Circulating the Dollar. Today we have Miss Jazzlyn with Abiding Artistry. And if you have asked me anything about like waxing or facials, I have always, name dropped her. So I'm so happy that you're here with me. So tell everybody a little bit about you and about your business and what makes you special.
Well, a little about me. I've been doing this as far as being an esthetician for a year and a half, and I'm a mother of two, and of course, with trying to juggle mother life and entrepreneurship, it can get a little tight on time, but it's all worthwhile. I feel like what's I'm sorry, I just lost my train of thought when you asked me. You asked me what's special, right? Okay, so what's special about me is that I really do love what I do, especially when it comes to like caring for the vulva. I come from a place of having a lot of issues, with it just from shaving, so being able to help other women, not only build, their confidence, but you know, once you're your own skin, you feel some type of way, about how it looks. So the fact that I actually care and I really want to take care of you and make sure that you're feeling just up to par, I feel like it's what makes me special. And then it's like we best friends in there. As soon as you laying down, we just talking, and I'm trying to take your mind off of whatever is going outside. So yes.
All right, so today we're going to talk about the importance of self-care for Black women. So I know when we talked about before, I was saying, okay, so back up a little bit of how I found you is I remember in December I was thinking like, okay, next year I have to take better care of myself because I had just started Hardee Interiors last August, and I had just been working, trying to bring that up, and fund it myself because I don't want to get a loan, to fund this. And I was just breaking myself down. I started looking at myself like, who is this person? Like, I didn't know who she was. I was looking a mess. So I was just like, okay, I'm gonna actually spend some money on myself because maybe $50 here, $100 here is not really gonna break me. I use that on fast food. And so I had went to the Dallas Girl Game, and I also went to DFW Dallas Girl Plug or something like that. And I was just like,
Yeah.
hey, who has a facial? I said, I always want to get a facial. I've never got a professional facial. It's always been like things you find on Pinterest when you do it at home, and it don't feel right. It's like I'm just putting all these ingredients on my face. And I think you were referred like 50 something times. I don't know. It was just everybody was talking about you. I was just like, who is this person?
Yes.
And then like your website and like everything together, it's just like, okay, like I'll go to her because she refers so much.
Yeah.
And then when I met you, I was just like, oh, okay, I like her, and I've been with you ever since.
Yes. Yes. But yeah, I know that like as you touched on self-care, like you said, I mean, even though you probably were purchasing materialistic things or whatever and eating, I know, the way some women's hard, we love food, but sometimes that's not all of it. It's more so taking care of ourselves. So I'm sure for you taking that leap and like, you know what, let me spend a little extra cash on myself. I'm sure you felt replenished and like just more confident within your own being.
Mm-hmm. So tell
As
everybody
far as
how
taking
you
care of
how
yourself.
what.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh,
You
no,
finish.
so tell everybody your story of how you got into it because I really love how it came into like a personal reason and then it just came into
Yeah.
this business and how you boomed. Because I remember you told me you just been in a year. I was like, there's no way this girl has been here for a year. So,
No.
so tell
Okay.
everybody what made
So
you start doing.
okay. So initially, I wanted to be an esthetician to do sugaring, right? I wanted to do it because I was just in this whole natural, holistic side. I was pregnant with my first daughter. I was like, okay, water birth, everything natural, So when I got sugar, I loved it, right? So going to I can't even talk today. Going to aesthetic school, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna be a sugarista. That's it. So of course my great teacher Miss Cinda, she just started really like dissecting the skin and really talking about, mind you, the skin is the largest organ on the body, and to truth be told, it's put in last place. When I talk to a lot of my clients, we put everything before it except for our skin, and it's the largest organ. So when she started really dissecting it and breaking it down, I'm like, dang, so that's probably why I've been going through, this with discoloration or hyperpigmentation. It started to make sense.
Mhm.
So for me, I was like, okay, I have this on my face, I have that, on my vulva, I have this on my glute. So for me, I was dealing with a lot of just, how could you say, body issues or just scarring or hyperpigmentation marks.
Mhm.
And I learned a lot from when I was just in school, her breaking down everything she was just teaching. And I was like, okay, so could I do the facials on this part of the body? And she was like, yeah, go for it. So after that, it just took off for me. When I started to cure and heal myself, I started to see a new person, and mind you, I've never been the person to like kind of like indulge in self-care. I'm always like trying to take care of everybody else around me and put, everybody before. So when I started to really like take care of myself, really put my skin first, I was able, I saw a difference. So for me, it's like when people come in, they're like super shy about certain things, or even when it comes to facials, I'm like, I get it. But just relax. We're gonna work. I'm gonna work with you, and as long as you're willing to work with me, you got to do the other part, and I'll do the main part. But what it matters about what you do at home. So as long as you're serious, I'm here for you. So it's like it's a teamwork, and then it's like I've been there before. So since
Mhm.
I've been there before, I know how you feel. It's like it's okay. We're gonna get through this. And I feel like after telling people about my background and where I've been with my skin, they're like, oh, okay, yeah, girl. Well then I'm gonna, they're just it's more relaxed. So I think
Mhm.
that's helped a lot. I mean, even with you, I'm sure when I kind of express to you my own personal issues, and you're like, oh, okay, well then, what? I know you can get me together, so you're good after that. So I think it just helps a lot. It really does.
Yeah, can you tell me a lot about myself too? 'Cause I believe when I first came to you, I had like a lot of blackheads in my head, on my face, and you were telling me,
Mm-hmm.
and like as you were doing the facial, I don't know. Most people who know me know that I don't like being quiet. I like talking to people,
Yeah.
and I was like, I'm
Yeah.
not gonna like make her late for her next appointment talking, so I'm gonna talk to her during my appointment. So I
Yeah.
don't remember I was asking you questions and you were like teaching me things about my face, and you're just like, okay, this is why this is happening, this is why this is happening, and this is what I suggest for you. And I took your recommendations on the face scare, and I was just like, my skin literally overnight just improved. And that's what I was telling you, just like everybody was just like, you shining, it was glowing so much. People were asking me at work, like, are you pregnant? And I'm just like, no, like it started being offensive. I'm just like, hey,
I
I know
know.
I'm saying gain weight. And she was just like, no, you're just glowing. And it was
Yes.
getting really good that I hate the way I look with makeup. So I only wear makeup really when I do like recordings and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But you see me at
Yeah.
Kroger, I'll be plain face.
See, look, because that's because you take your skin regimen seriously. Even
Hmm.
though I do the best that I can with education, I feel like people can go far with. If I teach you, sometimes we're ignorant to the things that we don't know, of course, right?
Hmm.
So if I tell you, okay, you have three causes of why this may be occurring, so I'm going to tell you, and it's up to you what you do with that knowledge. But for you took it and you ran with it, and now you're able to be you go outside, nothing on. Probably just put you some lipstick on, put some mascara, and you're good to go. So, but it's because you took that initiative. So,
Yeah, and
teamwork.
it's very important because I remember I texted you, I think it was like 2 weeks ago. I was like, girl, I need some more product because dude had this. I walked in it and he was doing a facial, and I was just like, that's my stuff. And then I was just like, you got something for guys, but that's how good my face was. Like, because he gets breakouts from like the sun or whatever. It's not a lot, but it's like random
Yeah,
pimples. And you know me,
yeah,
I'm a pimpaholic, so I just
yeah,
be like, oh, let
yeah.
me get to it. And so when he saw the difference in my face and my skin, then he was like, okay, I want some of that too. So it like
Yeah,
let guys know like you can definitely do that. But just how he saw the difference of how I was doing the self-care, that recently he started doing stuff. So he started buying him stuff, like buying
Look
shoes or
at
buying
that.
clothes. And I,
Yeah.
instead of, cause he used to always be like, "Are you okay? Like, are you good? Or the house good?" And I'd be like,
Yeah.
"It's just me. We don't got no kids, you know what I mean? Unless you want to take care of
I
night."
know.
But you know what I mean? Like, we
Yeah.
just me and the dog. So he started taking care of himself too. And I would just say, with the self-care, as me being a Black woman, is I started appreciating myself a lot more. I started looking at myself higher. I'd be like, oh, I don't know how to deal with this. Like, nah. You know what I mean? I started speaking my
At
mind
all.
more. And it was just like
Yeah.
different things. Like when he had said something to me, I was just like, do you know, you know what I mean? Like, do you know who I am? You know what I mean? Like, you're not going to
Yeah.
speak to me anyway. And so a lot of people think like, oh, it's just a waste of $60. Like, you know, I can find cheaper ways to fix my face, or, you know, take care of
Yes.
myself. But if you look at the long term of how women, if you take care of yourself, you feel better about yourself. And it really
Yes.
does work with your confidence.
It.
Yes.
I mean, I don't think people really understand how much self care, how much it matters. Like, I know people love, what is it called? Retail therapy. It goes a long way. But just think of a bath with rose petals and whatever, and you just sitting in there and you just relaxing. That for whatever amount of time, that'll do way more for you than buying up whatever, or
Hmm.
as opposed to you getting a facial and just relaxing and you know marinating with the vibing with the music, and if you're talking, vibing with your esthetician. It just goes it's deeper than, like you just said, the materialistic side of things. Yes, now some things are, mind you, buying stuff, I love it. I like buying stuff for myself too, but I realized that, sir, it's a different level when you're getting yourself service, to like getting your nails done or getting your hair done. For men, getting their hair cut, they feel, girl, I cannot. You can't tell a man when they getting their hair cut they don't look good. They just feel like
No, you don't already
they
have to
feel like
tell
they
them.
just.
Then it'd be
I
like,
know.
hi.
I know. Like they just came
Like,
out of
that's like,
GQ. So and don't let us, when we get our hair done, it's a different type of feeling. Like you said, it's like a automatic confidence boost. So I would tell anybody, especially just all races, especially for women. I feel like we're nurturers, we're natural born nurturers, so we tend to put everybody before us, and we put ourselves last, and meaning that we get the crumbs, which is probably nothing, and that's, when it comes to money, it's nothing. So I say, even if you don't have it financially, like you said, fast food. If you're going to eat 3 times a week, spending $10 a day on meals, that's $30. You can save that up by by in 2 weeks. You can have almost $60. That's a facial for you. So it's like little bitty sacrifices to get an ultimate win in the end. And for me, it's just self care has really did a lot for me personally. Like it does a lot for you physically, mentally, spiritually. I mean, and then especially if you get somebody that you can vibe with sociably when you're with your esthetician and or client, it's even better, because who's to say I'm able to, minister something to you. Like, you may have been going through something that I didn't even know that you're going through, but we're talking about it and you like, you know what, you're right, or vice versa. So it all ties in together.
and you know, to talk about, we were talking about personalities and how you vibe with somebody. I did not
Mm-hmm.
believe in that until I first started getting locks, and I realized by the different people who were doing my hair, how they do it really affect me. But there was this one loctician named Olivia. She know who she is
Mm-hmm.
because when I found her, she goes by Peaches. But when I saw her license said
Okay.
Olivia, and everybody knows
Yeah.
my daughter's name is Olivia.
Yeah.
She ain't here yet. She ain't been confused. But
Yeah.
when she get here, you adjust her as
That's our
Olivia.
name.
Yes. So I had an automatic connection with her. But the thing
Yeah.
about her is she was more of, I don't really know how to explain it, but more like a calm soul.
Yeah.
You know, you remind me a lot about her. Like when I leave you, I feel better. But I will come
Yeah.
there with an issue I'm dealing with, and all she asked me is just like, you know, how you been? Like last time I remember X, Y, and Z. You know what I mean? And
Yeah. Yeah.
she was like, you
Yeah.
know, what's going on with that? and I'll tell her like some issues I'm going through, and she'll just like not tell me what to do, but like suggest
Yeah.
it. And ever since then, I said I'll only let people I work with, or especially when it comes to like my well being or my self care,
Yeah.
is um, positive energy, because I don't want this
Yeah.
part. Because as you think about self care, that's you telling your body, I love myself. You know what I mean? Like, I love you.
Yep.
And you know what I mean? So you wouldn't
Yep.
have to go find that, let's say, in a man or a partner or whatever. And you wouldn't have to find that,
Exactly.
because you know yourself, you care about yourself, because you've been reminding your body that when you take care of it. And so I was like, if I'm in a process of telling myself that, I don't want your negative energy. I have stopped in the middle of appointments because somebody's energy was off.
Hmm.
I was just like, here, I'll pay you the money, baby, but you can't continue. You know what I mean? Walked out
You
my hair
know,
to do this.
see,
Yeah.
see. So that and that's very true because I've even had experiences where it's like you walking in, you just like you a number on the list. It's like no relationship building, nothing. And like as far as working for like prestigious companies as being a customer service, representative, it's like it's relationship building. That's how they come back because you're building a relationship with them, and it's not like treating them like they're just a number. So like that's for anybody, it's like I do as much research as you can. And everybody's not gonna, connect, I guess as you could say, with you. And that's okay.
Mhm.
As long as you're smiling, you providing the best service and or, just sometimes I have clients that just want to be quiet. They just want to relax. And that's perfectly fine. You never and I used to take offense to that at first. I'm like,
Mhm.
you know what, this person's probably going through a lot. Let me just service them. And by the end of the service, I'm like, thank you so much. Like, I just needed to relax. And it's like sometimes it's okay. It's okay to not talk. And it's just like I try to engage. If I get a little pushback, I'm like, okay, they just want to relax, and that's it.
Mhm. You know, it's funny because you're like me. When I used to do Uber, and I'm so people person. I met my friend
Yeah,
Juliana in my Uber, but I'm
yeah,
somebody in my car, and they didn't talk to me. I'd be like, oh, I don't want you to be in my car. Like, you know what I mean? He's so mean. And I had to think about, like, they just got for work, or they about to go to work. They're trying to get their mind right. But then I
yeah,
realized after a while, like when I do Uber, I don't want to talk to you either. So that's why I started doing DoorDash.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Because food don't talk to you. But so something I want to ask you is, there probably are
Yes.
women watching that be like, hey, I want to take care of myself. I want to start loving up myself, start feeling good. You know, the second half of 2020, because baby, that first part of
Ooh,
2020,
it
ugh,
was
listen,
it was a struggle.
I I was looking rough, and I remember when the governor released it, I was like, Jax, what you got?
I know. You
I think
was.
I was there the first day it opened. Mask and all. I was
You
just
was.
like, make me pretty. Because, baby. So, what would you suggest women, like, at the first step? Let's say, like, they want to try stuff. How would you
Yeah.
ease them in it? Or would you just say, just jump in?
Um, my thing is just like, okay, of course, budget. I want you to just be like, okay, let me go spend $200 now. If you can go all in for one day and get yourself pampered, hey, go for it. But if the budget if it's not in line, start small. For me, it was getting pedicures at one. I had only enough to get. I had only $35, including the tip. So hey, I'm gonna get my little pedicure. It was magnificent. So of course, only do what you can. And then while as you're saving up more, you're probably sacrificing those, lunches. Instead of making a lunch, you buying you sandwiches or whatever, so that hey, by the end of the month, you can get your, hair, nails, toes, Brazilian facial. You can just get the whole shabam, and that's once a month or once every other month. But
Mm-hmm.
start small, then you grow. Start small, then it's not like you said, once you start adding up, this one guy said you can spend over what is it, $27 or $28. You can spend $27 a day, and that's $10,000 that you've wasted in a year. So if you just add that up by with from little bitty, it's the little things that get us. We think $1 here, $5 there, $6 there is nothing, but by the
Mm-hmm.
end of the day, that may be $50. So you have to really kind of like pay attention to what you're spending, and then budget and write it down, and just go from there.
Yeah. And I want to tell everybody too, I know a lot of people are thinking like, oh, we're in the middle of coronavirus, like I can't get that done. But I do want to let you know that getting a facial does by Jazz, that does jumpstart it. But she does sell a lot of products as facials. And I believe you had the buffer, that's what it's called? The body
For the dry
buffer?
brush, the dry
Yeah.
brush. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes,
So
the
she
dry
has
brush bar.
she yeah, so there's a lot of stuff that you can take home to do self care that she offers. You know what I mean? And like
Exactly.
she will talk to you over because she be on Instagram stories and she be on Facebook. Well, right
Listen.
now you're on lockdown, but but she
I'm
is
not
on her business
complaining.
page though. She's on her business page, so she gives a
Yes.
lot of advice of how to take care of yourself at home. And so
Yeah.
like look into those options too. It's like, okay, how can I have self care but at home? So like I said,
Yeah.
I got my facial done by her, but she told me the work is really gonna be what you do at home. So then that's when I had bought the
Yes.
facial kit and I took care of it at home. And then she has the
Yeah.
you said it's called a buffer,
The dry brush.
dry bud. And tell
And you know
people
the dry
who
brush I really do.
you
You
said
said
what?
what? Tell people. No, I'm sorry. You were talking.
No. Tell people what it is.
So the dry brush specifically, I educate the clients on full body dry brushing. But I do more sugaring, so I say that's for the vulva, and that really just removes the dead skin more effectively while you're dry rather than you're being wet. It's just like when you scratch yourself while you're dry, you can see the dead skin, as opposed to when you get yourself wet and you scratch yourself, you really don't see it as much. So the dry brush, it helps to remove that skin. It allows that new epidermis skin to go through and the new hair to grow through. So it's less ingrown. So that's what I really push that dry brush for. But as
Hmm.
she said, look, in the beginning, I didn't have it either. So maybe it would have maybe been once every other 2 months. So, but like it matters. It also matters what you do at home. Yes, you can come see me, but you see yourself every day. So even though you come to see me, it's maybe one time a month. I can't give you clear skin. Only you can. You have to take it seriously. Just like I tell my clients with their vulva, you have to exfoliate. You have to moisturize. If you don't do these things, or and you have to use the solution that's going to help to lighten up the pigment. If you don't use these things, then I can't really do I can't do anything for you, because as far as you being at home, you're not going to see the results that you're wanting because you're not doing it every day. You're only
Mm.
coming to see me once a month. So yes, buying the products, they help, they last longer. And if you have to skip, you can skip because you have the products at home, to use. So, even though I don't really, me, I really don't like to push products like that on people, because I used to be the other way around. I'm like, oh, she's trying to sell me all this stuff, but
Hmm.
it's like I try to give you as much education as I possibly can to make you feel comfortable. And then if I have samples, me, I'll toss you a sample and you can come back later to come and get the actual retail size. So I push that. But like you said, it's baby steps to it. And if you gotta save, that's fine, but it's what you do at home.
You
That's
know,
going to that's gonna allow you to see the greater results.
yeah, that makes sense because when you first told me about the facial, I was just like, she's not really pushing this much. It must really work. Like you know, what I mean? When people push it into me, I'll be like, why are you trying so hard to sell me on this? You know what I mean? But you're just like,
Mm-hmm.
well, here's the samples. You want to try it? I'm just like, I want to try it. But so let's touch a little bit about sugaring because I was
Okay.
surprised that how natural it is.
Yes. So
So
the
can you were
sugaring.
saying what's in it?
So the sugaring, you have the sugar, lemon, and water. Just three products, three ingredients. I'm sorry. It's
Mhm.
cooked and down and melted down into a cold pressed paste. It's naturally, it can be warmed up, or I can naturally warm it up due to my my temperature of my hand, and I'm known to have hot hands, as well as the temperature of the client's body. Now with sugaring, it's you're less likely to incur more ingrowns due to the way that it's coming out of the body. Your body is taking it as the natural hair, like how could you say, the natural hair growth cycle. it releases in the way that it's growing, and that's the way that sugar removes it. It molds against the hair growth direction and it pulls with, so that it's like your body's like, okay, this is natural, so it's going to grow back in less, less dense, not as coarse, and then it's gonna not be as what is it, it's not going to grow in irregular, because I know with wax it pulls on the opposite side. Mind you, everybody doesn't get ingrowns with wax, but 8 times out of 10, since it is coming out against the hair growth direction, the hair is liable to break, and like I said, it's liable to the hair to grow back irregular. But the sugar doesn't attach itself to the live skin cells, only the dead skin. And it leaves the skin more smoother for a longer period of time.
Okay.
So,
Mhm.
I mean, as you've seen, it's the results. The hair is, it's almost like it feels like peach fuzz. It's like a little perm down there. So, I
Mhm.
mean, it's marvelous. And the fact that it's like a little ball of sugar that I'm using for the whole session, it's just it amazes me every time. I'm just like, people like, I mean, haven't you done this for a long time? I'm like, yes, but you have no idea that it's just cool, the fact that I'm pushing sugar into your pores, it's wrapping around the root of the hair, and it's coming out like just like that. It's crazy. And the fact that it looks bald smooth, like, it's crazy to me. I love it though.
Yeah, I know somebody had post about like they had got a regular Brazilian, and it was like, how y'all get this done? This hurts. And I was like, nah, girl, get us sugar. It's like that's a bee's knees right there. And I was trying to explain to her that the part that hurts the most is when you lay the wax down. But when you come up, and
Mm-hmm.
that doesn't even hurt. You know what I mean? So if you
Yeah,
think
I know.
about it, just putting the product on, that's the worst part because you're feeling it wrap
Right.
around. But ripping it off feels like a band-aid.
Yeah. It's
And
like
that
a
she was
cold
like,
fix.
really?
And
I'm just
like you
like,
said,
this is.
and it's like you said, not that the molding hurts, it's just that you can feel me. And like, and I've, of course, with my technique, I've, gotten to the point where I try to, mold as slowly as possible so that I'm not pulling on the hairs. Yes, you may feel them laying down, but that, if you're pulling, that's when it hurts. So if I'm just laying it slowly, and of course, with the sugar warming up, you're not going to be able to feel it as much. But if that's the only part that you're feeling, and it's like you said, a quick little band-aid removal, you're like, oh, okay. And then, I put massive pressure on. So after that, you're
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, it's done.
Yeah, I
So
really like that. And especially when you rip it off, you just be talking to me. You just be like, yeah, girl. Yeah, I saw that on Facebook too. And I'll be like, huh. Cause like that whole countdown thing, it made me nervous. It's like, we're almost to zero. But you're just like, yeah, uh-huh. Girl, yeah, I saw that post too. And then I'm just like, oh,
yeah.
this don't hurt. But you are right
Yeah.
because I kept thinking like, man, when am I gonna make another appointment? But I realized it's been longer and longer just because it hasn't been as thick as it been since I came to you. And so I'm just like, man,
Yep.
I can't wait to like because a lot of people know I'm having surgery soon. So I was like, man, I can't wait
Yeah.
to after that. So I can just go in there
Yeah.
and get my whole body done. Because the other day I was shaving and
Yeah.
I was just like, I'm done with this. Like, this ain't it.
I
Like,
know.
I was shaving my legs. And you know, when you get older, you got to bend down. You just like, so I was just like, shoot, I'm thinking my
I'm
whole
done
body
with this.
waxed.
I know. I know people like I'm tired. Like, you save so much time with sugaring, and like I said, I know it can be a little costly, but man, that time you don't get back. So
Mm-hmm.
it helps, it saves, and then like you touched on, as far as the pain time, like with my technique is to talk to you. That's my main thing, for you to engage in conversation. Engaging in conversation helps your mind to go elsewhere and not focus on me removing the hair from your body, because the
Mm-hmm.
anxiety is going to build up. You're going to start sweating more, and it's just going to go left. So with me talking to you, you're more so thinking about, where did I go yesterday? So it's like,
Mm-hmm.
it's not you focusing on the hair removal. So people are like, oh my gosh, does it hurt? I'm like, hair is being removed, but it's not that bad.
No, it's not better. I would say maybe 1 to 10 is definitely like a 2 or 3. Because I've tried the regular, I think it's called like the hard wax when I use a stick.
Yeah.
Okay, I
Mhm.
tried that.
Mhm.
The first time I ever had a Brazilian, I had got that. And it was so bad, the lady had to go call my friend from the waiting room to hold me down to finish it. And I felt like I was
See.
being murdered. I was just like,
Oh
why do
my.
women get this done? So then when I moved
No.
to Georgia, I used to go to this wax place and they told me about soft one. That's the color one, right?
Yep. The
Okay.
soft wax.
They told me about that. And that was a little bit better, but not really. It was only
Yeah.
one person who could do it where I liked it. But
Okay.
after that, I was just like, you know what? This ain't it. Like,
I'm
this
done.
ain't the life. And then when I had went to you for a facial and I saw that you did sugar on your website, I was just like, let me talk to my friends about it. And everybody was like, yeah, that's the best thing ever. And I'm sitting here thinking, why haven't nobody told me about this? Like, it's like a secret. Nobody was like, so now I tell everybody,
Yes.
nah, get sugar. Get sugar, girl. That's it. Don't do that. Don't do it to yourself.
No.
So anyway, so if people are looking to get sugared or get pampered with a facial or get products from you, tell them where they can find you at.
Well, you are welcome to find me at www.abidingartistry.com. You also can locate me on Instagram. That's more so where I'm at, via stories and posts, and that's Abiding Artistry as well. And lastly, Facebook, which is Abiding Artistry. You can contact me via message, or you can text me at 214-225-6846. 6846. I hope it is. Yes, that's my number. If not, you can look it up and it'll tell you. I'm sorry, I have so many numbers to remember. But yes, those are the best ways to contact me. Please give me at least 24, some no more than 48 hours to respond, and I will be happy to assist.
And I will put all of her contact information and her handles in the description so it can be easier for y'all to find her. But definitely go visit Jazz because I've been with her for was like 7 months now, going on 8. And I started with you in January, and it has been like the best. It's best. And don't let cost stop you because I have realized getting older that when you spend money on things, you get better options because this right here is not Forever 21, okay? This right here is what? I want to say Belks, but Belks is more like a southern store. So this right here is like Macy's. You know what I mean? So you know what I mean. If you still want Fair 21, fine. But if you want some Macy's, come here. You know what I mean? Or like Prada or something. Yes, you know what I mean. So. So, anyways, thank y'all so much for tuning in today. And like I said, check out Jasmine. All her information is in the description. Bye, everybody.
Thank you for having me. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much for tuning in this week's episode of Circulating the Dollar. If you're in the Dallas metro area or looking to move here and you're looking to buy, sell, even rent, give me a call. My phone number is 972-900-0335. I have links to all my socials listed above, even my website, where it's attached to you can see all types of listings that we have available. I look forward to speaking to you soon. Bye, and see you next week on the next episode of Circulating the Dollar.